It is our daily mystery trade player where we have started this this past week, and we're taking a look each day at one player that could become available at the trade deadline. Now, whether it is a reliever or an outfielder or a power bat, we're kind of going through the gamut of different types of players, high-profile players, under-the-radar type of players, and everybody in between. And we give you the mystery player with their numbers and their Baseball Savant page, and we check in on, would you be interested in this player? There are 3 tiers that you can check in with this player. Very interested, kind of interested, or not interested. And what we do is we give you a mystery player with their numbers and their Baseball Savant page, and you have the opportunity to check in with this player before I tell you who it is. Now, today's player is an interesting one because I don't know what this team's mindset is going to be come trade deadline time. This team right now is about 5 games under 500. And they have a lot of talent on their roster. They're also in a division that one team is starting to run away with their division, but there's a handful of teams right about that 500 mark. And it's been a division full of underperforming teams with the exception of the team that's running away with the division. Now, this player, I don't mean to influence your decision, and I don't mean to change your thought process. But this player, before we even show the stats and show you the graphic, this is a player that I would be extremely interested in and would probably be willing to move some big-time prospects to make this player attainable for the Phillies. Let's take a look at today's mystery player. And this guy, the number that's going to jump out to you is the 4.08 ERA. And the reason that that number is the number that is going to jump out to you today is because you would go, Tyler, why are you willing to move top prospects for a guy with a high ERA? Well, because you look at the second line, and the second line is the indicator as to why. 60 strikeouts over 35 and a third innings pitched, paired with just 8 walks. The slash line is a manageable one, and it's coming down as the season progresses. And this guy also has 2 years of arbitration control left before he hits free agency in 2028. But I want you to take a look at the Baseball Savant page. There are 2 things that stand out to me. First and foremost, he's been hit hard quite a bit this season. No question about it. He's in the 5th percentile of hard hit contact at 48.8% of the balls that have been batted in play have been hard hit contact against this player. But the more important thing that stands out to me is this guy's innate ability to generate a ridiculous amount of swing and miss. His chase rates are in the 100th percentile. His whiff rates are in the 99th percentile. He gets whiffs on almost 41% of his swings, and he's in the 99th percentile of strikeout rate at 40%. He keeps the ball in the zone, and sometimes that will manifest itself as hard hit contact, but he doesn't walk a lot of hitters either. 5.3% walk rate for this player over the season. He's in the 86th percentile. And so again, we come back to the question, why is his ERA so high? It's because he had a terrible month of April. In April, he had a 7.15 ERA where he gave up 9 earned runs over 11 and a third innings pitched. Even in that time frame, his strikeout rates were off the charts good, but he gave up 18 base runners in the 11 and a third innings pitched, yielding a 1.59 whip. Since that time, this reliever has given up 6 earned runs in 23 and a third innings pitched. That's good for a 2.31 ERA and has had a 0.95 whip in the month of May, which he followed up with a lesser but equally good 1.14 whip in the month of June. So what is the reason as to why he got hit around hard a little bit in the month of April and why his hard hit numbers are still there? Well, I think in part because his fastball plays in the zone quite a bit. And sometimes when teams sell out for fastballs, as hitters sometimes do, if you're guessing fastball and guess right, that ends up being a guy that you're going to hit hard. Now, this pitcher is a guy with a 6-pitch mix, but he really uses 3 pitches specifically. He has been heavy sweeper this year. Secondary pitch has been the changeup, and he's actually used the fastball now 3rd most. It's a fastball that plays at about 97 miles an hour, but again, I think he finds himself in the zone a little bit, maybe too much with the fastball. And when hitters are selling out for that fastball, sometimes they guess right and it gets hit hard and goes a long way. The one thing with this guy that I really like, other than the high strikeout rates, is his wipeout sweeper. He has over 14 inches of glove side run on that sweeper, up about an inch from last year, which was about 13%. He throws it at an almost equal rate to both righties and lefties, and his changeup and his cutter, which are his second and fourth most used pitch, are his left-handed hitting pitch. The velo is still good. As I said, he's still getting hit around a little bit. Changeup, he throws it about 90, 91, 92, so it's a heavy changeup. But if you take a look at last year's fastball numbers compared to this year's fastball numbers, last year guys hit 154 off of the fastball. This year they're hitting 333. All of that to be said, this pitcher has been used in the 11th most high leverage outings this season so far, and he has appeared in the 11th most tied ball games when he entered the game in Major League Baseball. So I give you all of those numbers. I'm very, very bullish on this guy. This guy had an elite 2024, and his ERA is, if that's the first thing you look at, makes you feel like this is not an elite 2025. And if that's your first thing you look at, that's fair. But I will tell you, this guy has unbelievable stuff, and he has gotten better and better and better as the season goes on. He has a track record of success last year specifically, and in the back end of games and in the back end of bullpens for his team. Now, I will tell you this. He is not a closer. He is a setup guy, and he is best served in the 7th and the 8th inning. All right, I gave you all of that information. I told you that I would be super excited if the Phillies were to be able to acquire this guy, and I also believe that this player will command a pretty high return at the trade deadline. I also believe that the closer on his team is in consideration for trade talks as well. Now, I will tell you this. I think the closer on his team is going to go for more than what this guy goes for. Naturally, right? Closers tend to go for more anyway. The closer on his team still has a couple years of team control as well. And here may be your spoiler onto who this is. The closer on this team, I've made mention of him on this show before, has one of the 5 best pitches in all of baseball. All right, Andrew, I've given you all those things. It's clear that I want this guy on my baseball team. It's clear that I want this guy on any baseball team.
Very clear.
And I'm willing to move a lot of different players to make this happen. Based on the mystery player and everything I laid out, and I don't want to sway your opinion, and I hope I haven't, but I'm very excited about this guy. What are your thoughts on this player?
It sounds like he needs to be a Philly.
That's what I think.
That's my thoughts on this player.
Now, the reason that I prefaced it by saying I have absolutely no idea what this guy's team is going to do is because this guy's team, at one point in May, won 13 consecutive games.
Oh, wow.
And they find themselves 5 games under 500.
Oh, man.
At 40 and 45, which means outside of the 13 straight wins, they are 27 and 45 this season. To me, that sounds like a seller. But I also know that this team is constructed in a way that, as you saw with 13 straight wins, I don't expect them to rattle off another 13 straight games, but could get hot with the talent that they have and surround themselves with more talent by being buyers at the deadline. And this whole thing could be for naught.
Okay.
This is Griffin Jax.
Okay.
This is a player that I have had my eye on for a really long time. Heavy power fastball, incredible wipeout stuff with the slider. And if you go back to last year with Griffin Jax, he had a 2.03 ERA over 72 appearances, 71 starts, 71 innings pitched, 95 strikeouts, and a .87 whip. He is on pace to shatter his strikeout numbers from a season ago. If he throws the exact same amount of innings this year that he did last year, which he's pretty much dead on pace for, he's on pace for 120 strikeouts over 71 innings pitched. The whip will be high or higher than it was last year, no question about it. But when he went more to his sweeper, he's able to use that as his hook pitch. He's able to use that as his put-away pitch, and he's used it as his put-away pitch almost 31% of the time. he is generating whiffs on his sweeper at almost 45%. And that's not the highest number of whiff pitch percentage per pitch. His changeup this year, which he's thrown almost 150 times, is generating whiffs at 54%. I would move just about anybody in the Phillies farm system, with the exception of 3 prospects, to acquire this guy to pitch out of the back end of the bullpen for the Phillies. This is the guy that I would target if I'm not looking to go get that quote-unquote elite closer. If you're not willing to move your top 3, and I say top 3, but if you're not willing to move Andrew Painter, Eduardo Tait, or you pick the third guy, maybe Aiden Miller, this is the type of player that will give you elite level stuff for that next step down. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If the Phillies want to acquire a guy like Griffin Jax, they're going to have to pay up. They're going to have to be in the realm of Tanner Scott, what it was last year. You're giving up a top 5 prospect for Griffin Jax. You may be giving up 2 top 10 prospects for Griffin Jax, but you're definitely giving up 2 top 15 prospects and probably 3 within your top 20, if not more. But if this guy is available, if the Twins become sellers at the deadline, this is the guy, maybe above everybody else, within the realm of what the Phillies are willing to trade and what they're willing to spend, that I would move just about everybody for. This guy has elite level stuff.